doing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. Yeah, we Ric Flairing on them niggas. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing. Not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry for spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, Black Sun, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Face, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing, sun up, baby.
Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offer the least. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walk it, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty, and you're back and you're watching Off Script. Real quick, I know you guys were waiting for the Dominique Rogers-Cromartie interview, family emergency. We'll reschedule it, get back to it. You know, family comes first. So, in triple, listen, I'm gonna open the call lines up ASAP. Okay, ASAP.
You are the only participant in the conference.
Call lines are open. All right. So listen, this is what I want to do, right? I want to set the table for you all, right? This is my logic going into this because I remember when I first came on the scene, right? When I first came on the scene and I'm looking and I'm clowning here, I'm clowning there. I'm like, your football's trash, your football's garbage, all this type of stuff. And I'm clowning. And I'm seeing that regular white coaches at other conferences, not celebrities, are dogging y'all out, right? So I'm like, hey, why don't you go get some of these white coaches? I've said that, right? Jay Hobson, I've said that. So the flip side of that is that I got backlash saying that, oh, Scotty, we don't need white coaches. We don't need, there's capable, comparable black men. So my question to you all, posing to you all, is are we all, what is the standard? Okay, because I've heard from Mr. Ford when he's called in numerous of times, and he said, you know what, Scotty, a lot of these positions were stepping stones. A lot of D2 HBCU coaches came into the SWAC and they moved up like that. The Connell Mayners and who else? The Comagis, that's usually been the pattern of how this has all went down. So I just want to hear from the point of view, why is it different now? Why is it that when Deion does it, it's okay? But when I spoke on it about 3 or 4 months ago, saying you guys should look into hiring white coaches, I was a pariah. Now, I don't have any ill will towards TC not getting the job and the Brett getting the job. That's really not my argument. I'm not really here to push a narrative. I just want to understand the logic behind some of these people that said 4 months ago that these jobs are for black men. And then now when Deion steps up and hires Brett Bortolone, now everything it's all gravy. He's a genius. He's the smartest thing since before when I was talking about you need to be in the FCS playoffs and everybody was telling me, Scotty, you just think that the white man's ice is better. You know what I'm saying? Then once again, when a white man gets this job, the offense is going to get right. We've complained about offensive coordinators and black head coaches and black former players who are coaches that don't get looks at Power 5 schools. And then we turn around and don't give our own people the opportunity to be in these positions. So once again, like I said, listen, I'm not here to push a narrative. I just want clarity. Give me some clarity, because I've always said, if that's how you're going to roll, just roll. Just roll that way. Just keep pushing that boulder however far you want to go, right? But then on the flip side, don't be all, Scotty, black this power, black this power. But then when it comes to what you're doing and what your function and what your school is doing, it's, oh, no, Scotty, the white man, no, he cool. We good over here. You know what I'm saying? He gonna make a difference. But I'm like, just a couple months ago, that wasn't the narrative. Just a couple months ago, it was all good about a week ago when, everything was black this and black that. But then you have an opportunity to get a white boy who the only place he's coached is at a D3 school. This is a win now position. That's my only thing to be honest, that's not the point. That is not you're missing the point. Once again, you're missing the point. The point of the matter is once I brought up black people, and make sure you like the stream. All right. Once I brought up doing things to participate in white events, FCS playoffs, white head coaches, white ADs, I have brought up all those factions. And I've always got pushback saying that black people need those jobs. Black people are, black people are qualified to have those positions. So explain to me how now everything is good because Deion Sanders has hired a white man. Like that's all I want. Once again, like I said, I'm not pushing a narrative. I just want to hear a point of view, because from where I'm sitting, I don't see any clarity. I feel as though you want white things when it fits you, when white is right when it's on your agenda, but then when you want to do something on your own and you're like, oh, we don't want the white man. Oh, we don't want to be a part of what the white people got going on. But that's where I'm going. I'm really not. Scotty, defensive court. What DC is white? Whose DC is white? Who has a white DC? And plus his officer showcase Shador. Once again, it's not what Dion is doing. That's not, listen, Dion is who he is. Dion is who he is, right? That's not the point. That's not, and that's why y'all Bama's got to get out the comments and call, because you're not understanding the point, right? The point is that I've heard narratives of that. The white man this, the white man that, we don't need to be a part of the white man's ISIS and colder. But as soon as it fits your narrative, it's, oh, we always needed him. Oh, he's the next Brainiac. Oh, he's the boy wonder. Oh, he's so smart. Like, that's my understanding. You're not understanding because you're not listening, my boy. You're not listening. So people complain when it's not going their side. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Scotty, I'm sorry, man. Let me turn my TV down. The first thing is, you're not saying anything negative. A lot of people need to just stop and look at the topic and understand the question that's being asked. I think it goes back or relates to classic psychological conditioning. It's how we've been conditioned to think. This is a great topic. I hope we continue, and hopefully I get a chance to call back.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's literally. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, man? I think, to me, it comes down to winning. I went to A&T. We got a white AD. So winning has no race, just like money does. So, to me, and people forget, Dion's an outsider and he has a lot of different experiences. I mean, he has women in positions. So I believe it comes down to winning.
But what does he want?
That's it.
Like, okay, so I get what you're saying. Like, listen, bro, I agree with you. Like, I don't care if he's striped. I don't care if he's polka dotted. I don't care if he was abducted by aliens. If you can call football games, you can call football games. But my thing is, this is the narrative. Like, it's funny what HBCU people do. He's an outsider. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like you pick and choose when you want to call somebody an outsider, when you don't want to call somebody outsider. So you're telling me there's no former HBCU graduate, there's no former HBCU player from a D2, D1, D3 level that could not be an OC?
See, I don't know, but like I said, I went to A&T. But judging from, your what you was recommending yesterday, from that tree, it'll be great if he could have found somebody from that fits the players he got, because he was talking about how, TC would have been great if he had a mobile quarterback. So he don't got a mobile quarterback. So you need to find somebody who is used to dealing with a pocket passer. Mm-hmm. How many pocket passers are there in the SWAC? Straight pocket, maybe two. Maybe two. I mean, you had a kid, but he graduated. Everybody else is probably mobile. So I think scheme is, also, so you got to find someone that's going to fit the personnel that you have. Also, so, I think that has a lot to do with it also. But to me, I believe it's all about winning. I'm not saying that the new OC has won anything. I'm saying Dion wants to win. And if the dude is purple, go hire him. You know, so that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Hey, appreciate the call, Dre.
Okay.
All right, man. These are questions for Dion. No, it's actually not quite. No, it's not a question for Dion. Doesn't have to answer to anything. He's an outsider compared to what you're talking like. Y'all Bamas, man. Y'all just switched. Y'all flipped the narrative so much. It's so irritating. You flip the narrative so much. It's so irritating, right? The same SWAC people that call people outsiders who don't go to the schools are the same ones ranting and raving about a guy who has never stepped foot on an HBCU campus until today. That's one. That's numero uno. So now you're telling me there's no former player that has either black played for Mike Leach, because we know most of these players that Mike Leach are getting are brothers. All right, let's not act. Okay, like he got some black wide receivers, he got some black quarterbacks or whatever, or defensive lineman, offensive lineman, whatever, that can call plays. It's just funny. All I'm saying is it's just funny to me how the narratives keep constantly flipping and going back and forth of, oh, we like white people, we don't like white people, we like. It's just funny to me. I don't get it. I don't get it. Hey, caller, you live, talk to me.
What up, man? It's Dr. Love from the A, man.
Talk to me, Dr. Love.
Hey, man, when they fit their narrative, they don't care, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they didn't dog you so much, they call you an outsider and all that, man.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It's only when they fit their narrative, man. They dogged you and you was black and they called you outsider.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. No, that's big facts.
That's all I gotta say, man. When they fit their narrative, they good with it.
Yeah, too easy. Thank you so much for the call.
Yeah.
Listen, and this is, if I'm being honest, it's not even really about me. You know what I'm saying? It's not even really about me. It's just funny that I want to, like, I know for a fact, $100 million fact, if there was a hot OC coming out the SWAC, right, and he got done like TC Taylor did with this white boy coming in, or if somebody got done black, done wrong, just how Brett did something like you've never coached on a D1 level because you've never called plays at a D1 level. You haven't ran an offensive program at a D1 level, and you jump over a guy who's been to a championship, has called plays for a championship team. It would be an uproar. It would be an uproar. It will be on TMZ. It will be black this, black planet that, black this, black that. So I'm just saying, where is the outrage of somebody who has never been on a D1 level offensive coordinator? The only job he had as an OC at a D3 school. He has not won a championship even as an offensive analyst. He's won a bowl game, but has not won a championship. So explain to me, and that's not him calling the plays. So I just maybe, I don't know. It's just funny to me. That's all I'm saying. It just doesn't, when I really sit back and process it, I'm like, this is crazy. Like his resume, if this guy was hired by anybody else in the SWAC other than Dion, he would get, man, listen, if he would have went to Alabama State, if he would have went to Southern, if he would have went to Grambling, maybe Hugh Jackson has some pull, so he probably would have got away with it. If he would have went to FAMU, if he would have went to any other school that doesn't have the pull that Dion has, he's getting railroaded. Alumni is going to be up in arms. The former football players are going to be up in arms because they're going to be like, bro, are you serious? There's not a former player. There's not an HBCU guy that you could have brought in. You had to go get a white guy for the air raid system. There's no black players that have ever played in the air. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. I have seen enough dumb stuff on my channel. I've heard enough dumb opinions on my channel. I've heard enough crazy thoughts on my channel to tell you simply this. If this would have happened at any other school, it would have been a straight mob. Straight mob. It's just like, to me, it's on the Eddie Robinson. It's about this close to being close to Eddie Robinson. It's about that close to be on Eddie Robinson, and the only difference is the boy coached before. That's it. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
This is Stiletto from Arkansas.
Talk to me.
You know what? I think that maybe we need to look at this from a chessboard instead of a checkerboard. One, I would like to know who is his family. He could come from a family of power that's related to the people who own Jackson State. I don't know. We didn't look into that. Or maybe you may know. Secondly, this is all politics. And I think that they would say, well, we let some black offensive and defensive coordinators do our colleges and our NFL football team. Why not bring somebody over who's white? And secondly, if the team has a good season, he's going to get all kind of credit, and possibly, God forbid, something happened to Dion from a conspiracy side, he takes over to be the coach. A lot of stuff goes on like that, man.
Man, okay, appreciate the call. Woo, that sounded a little conspiracy-ish for me. That's a little too far-fetched. Just a little too far-fetched for me. It's a little too far-fetched. Hey, Coach Green, talk to me.
What's up, man? Let me turn this TV down. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on the part how, if anybody else did, it would have been an uproar, because it wouldn't have been no uproar, for the simple fact is everybody care about the head coach. Because the last time it had any uproar was at Alcorn when they hired the white guy as the head coach. But when he won, everybody got quiet. Long as you winning, nobody ain't gonna care. Dion as head coach, they had a winning season. So they ain't gonna care who we bring in as offensive coordinator. But
Coach Green, do you know how stupid you sound right now, bro? They're not going to care. How? They're not going to care who he brings in the offensive coordinator when their offense was the worst part of the team. What sense do you make right now?
No, listen. Hold up. You sitting there about to get all hype and everything. Look, I'm saying, all right, everybody cared. Everybody cared about the offense because it wasn't as good, of course. But I'm saying they ain't gonna care who we bring in, because all they're gonna wait is to see what the results gonna be. That's what fans do. They're gonna wait to see what they not gonna care until they see what the results are.
Coach Green, that makes no sense, bro.
How does it make no sense?
It makes no sense, bro.
Everybody care about results. That's what fandom does.
Let me ask you a question. How do you're a coach, right? You're a coach, right? That's what you say. You said you're a coach. You coach basketball, right? How do you get a job?
Yeah.
How do you get another job being a coach? What does the other team look at to give you the job to be a coach? It's called your resume.
I'm gonna tell you what it's really about.
It's called your resume.
Listen. This is how it goes, bro. Because I've been doing this a while. It's all about who you know.
That's true.
It's all about who you know.
But you still gotta have a resume.
You know the right folks. You can get it don't necessarily. You don't have to have a resume. It's all about knowing the right folks. You can have a terrible resume. If you know the right folks, you can get the job. It's all about who you know, man. I saw it too many times.
Okay, but you still
I've been in this business long enough to know to see that it's all about knowing the right folks. But like I said, I agree with you. The offense wasn't great. You've been said that. You said that from day one. But as you know how fandom does, nobody, nobody wasn't really caring about the offense. Only you, the main one, that kept on pushing it. But nobody really cared about the offense because they kept on winning. But you kept on harping on it like, hey, it's not that. Hey, that offense is not that. But soon as they lost, now more people saying stuff about the offense. So now they're bringing in somebody new. Nobody ain't gonna, well, like you said, it's Deion, so they ain't gonna care who he brought in. But I'm gonna use Alcorn as an example then. Because, you know, they brought in, they got a different offensive coordinator from when they won their first championship. I mean, their second championship under McNair. Well, first championship under McNair. SEC SWAC championship under McNair. And, you know, as you see and when you already pretty much looked at the offensive coordinator as White, you know, as long as he's winning, nobody cared who he brought in as offensive coordinator. They give you a prime example.
Okay. Appreciate the call, Coach Green. Anyway. I swear, talking to him makes my head hurt. I swear to God, it definitely does. I'll put that on everything I love. It makes my head hurt. This is my thing, right? Once again, the only thing I'm trying to get an understanding about is that when things fit a narrative that you want to push, when things fit a narrative that you want to do, it's real funny how the white man's ice isn't colder and all this type of stuff comes out. But then when it fits you or when you think it's going to benefit you, it's, oh, bring the white man in. It's just funny to me. It's funny to me. Hey, caller, you live, talk to me.
This is Mr. Who that nigga on that mother? All right, screw up by now that I done got that out the way. I know it's been a while since I done called in.
What's good?
Hello, world. Hello, people. All right. The prayer warriors wanted to solicit a prayer for Mr. Can we bow here? Mr. Brent Bortolone. All right. Scrib, I do want to say that hey, Coach Green was kind of right. And just hear me out when I say this. When we first hired Jay Hobson, like everybody was in an uproar, and he was right about what he said when everybody, like once he started winning. But the thing that he didn't say was Jay was from Vicksburg, so he was invested in the community, and Alcorn know that his fans know that, like his dad was standing on the sideline as a doctor, so he was invested, and so yes. People do use the HBCs as a stepping stone. Now, I will agree with you. Like, what have this guy done? And as Mr. Green said, not only just the resumes, it's who people know. But it ain't just that. It's the interviews. If a person give a hell of an interview, hey, and they see the people that's interviewing their dream, then they're going to move up to the top of their list. And so,
hey, let me stop you real quick.
Like,
Let me stop you real quick. My thing is this. Once again, I don't care if he was purple. I don't like that. I really, because I was the one saying, hey, you might want to get some white coaches in here because they're building programs outside the SWAC. So maybe they can help build programs in the SWAC. So I'm on board with bringing in non-black guys. I could care less. You know what I'm saying? My thing is when I was saying that, I was getting roasted for it because people were come back at me saying there's black people that are qualified. Why not give a black man a job? I even specifically was in a spaces with somebody and I said, hey, would Grambling ever hire a white head coach? He said, hell no. You see what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, I'm once again, but I promise you, if Hugh Jackson would have brought in a white OC, nobody would have been mad. It's Hugh Jackson. So that's my thing. It's just because somebody's like, are you against it or are you for it? That's that's one of my issues. And then my last issue, I'm gonna let you go again, Blake, is if this would have happened to a black man in this situation, at a Power 5 school or whatever, it would be talked about. It would be, oh, did you see how Florida did he had a guy who had never done da-da-da-da come over and skip over him for that. So, but just because it's Deion is cool. When TC Taylor go ahead.
All I want to say is, hey, you're definitely right about everything that you're saying, but what we hadn't said, and it came up in the comment, could there be a tactic in case, you know what I'm saying? So if Jackson State do lose a game, then could this guy be Deion a scapegoat? You know, could everything be tailored to, you know what I'm saying, the offense him being blamed towards it if it don't work out as planned?
See, it's always going to be a scapegoat. Deion, listen,
correct.
Anybody who's like, and that's why I said I wouldn't want to be I wouldn't want to be an offense coordinator for this team because it's all if the offense doesn't because this is a win now team, right? So there is no we're trying to get our feet underneath of us or whatever. Like, bro, you got to come in and be great. You got to come in and do really well. But my second part about it is if he doesn't do well, who's going to take the blame? The white boy. It's not going to be Deion for hiring him. It's going to be the white boy. He don't know what he's doing. Go ahead.
Like you just said, it's a win now team. I don't think that you forgot it's a win now and Shadur team. So with that being said, everything have to fall in his alignment with Shadur there. And so and plus like we know that he can throw the ball. And like I've been listening to you, I just hadn't been calling in and being crazy. But you said the other day that this offense that they're running, they don't need a running back because their running back don't need to be a traditional running back. He need to have speed, be able to hit the hole whenever he get the ball, but he really need to have good hands and be able to catch out the backfield. Mm-hmm. And that's going to even more showcase Shadur because Shadur is the top priority. Jackson State is second priority. I hate to say it, Jackson State. Love y'all because y'all miss it. But y'all secondary priority to Deion Sanders. And so his whole thing is to get his son in the spotlight around them and to get him to the next level. Then he may go to the next level. We all know that. He's not going to stay there forever. But the main thing is the offense that he has surrounding him that he's been running since he was in high school is going to benefit him. And it should benefit him in a sense that that's the reason why he went and got somebody from the outside that's supposed to have putting up averaging 35 points a game. And it's supposed to be geared more towards his offense. But the thing is this young man going to be able to handle the pressure once he gets to Jackson State? Facts. Jackson State don't have no problem firing nobody.
Facts. Hey, I got to let you go.
Fast in the herd.
I got to let you go, man.
I appreciate
it. All right, next up, a book coming to you, and then Miss Wilmington, I'm coming to you. Or Mr. Wilmington, whoever's on the call line. Hey, Book, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, Script, man. Hey, so last caller kind of hit what I want to hit on. So, it's kind of like the going in premise is, okay, so for whatever reason, all these other people who were successful elsewhere, running offenses, calling plays, it didn't work out here, right? Mm-hmm. So we fix the offensive line. Okay. We go and we get some, A1 talent, right? If it don't work now, what is it? Did the new guy coming in, did he shit the bed too? Or is it Shadur?
Yeah.
Right? Because at sooner or later, you know what I'm saying? Sooner or later, what is it? Right? So we don't know is, like you said before, we don't know how much there's a throttle on the playbook. We don't know how much leeway Shadur is given, and it's more him learning on the field. We're watching him learn on the field, right? Mm-hmm. But none of that's going to matter if they hit this next season and they take off. Like, they're going to forget about this. And everybody else pretty much going to forget about it. My only thing is this. Yep, everybody, if you don't understand that this is about getting Shadur to the NFL, then I don't know what you're watching, right? But with that being said, there's a cost to everything. And the cost should not be grown men's careers and the efforts of the other kids on the team and their opportunities, right? Mm-hmm. So he's gonna have to strike a balance. And if he can't maintain that balance, I think that's when they're gonna start to see problems, right? So Shagur's got to get to the NFL. He got to get his numbers. But if it comes to we start getting to the cost of too many other people falling to the wayside, or too many other people caught up in situations, where you got to give it a sideways puppy dog face, like, man, that really ain't all that cool. Then it's gonna get to be a problem. That's pretty much all I got on that.
No, I'm gonna say this, book, and I'm gonna let you go. My thing is this, and once again, I'm not saying Brett Bortolone is not the answer. I don't know. That's not my narrative at all. I think Brett Bortolone, from what I've seen and what I've heard of, like I said, I want to be very clear about people. Like, guys, it's completely different than somebody talking football and somebody executing football, coaching football. It's two different things. Right. Yeah, you hear somebody on a podcast speaking eloquently about football, you're like, oh my God, I love the way he. But does that translate to the field? Yeah, because he was telling it on that interview. I ain't gonna lie, he got a gold tongue on that. You see what I'm saying? So that's one thing. But once again, this has nothing to do with what he cannot do, because I don't know that. Nobody knows that until he actually goes and shows on it on the field. My only thing is saying, were there other candidates that were black that could have done the job? And like the second narrative is, how is he better than what you have on staff? Like, you know what I'm saying? So those are just my questions, but you know, it is what it is. If you're looking for a spark, sometimes it takes a new voice. You know what I'm saying? So
like you said, I agree. And don't get me wrong, we've had a white OC. We had Shannon there before, and he ran a version of the run and shoot, and it was cool. But so with all that, like I said, like you said, who wanted the job? Yeah. One, and then two, to me, it's just whatever it is, understand what the actual goal is. Like you said, by getting you to the NFL. My only thing is, man, you just really it's got to come there's a cost to it, but everybody else shouldn't be paying the cost, right? It's just that, like you said, well, how is it that, what can he do that TC or some of these other guys couldn't do, and why is that? So he's going to walk into what is presumably a better situation, which should result into better outcomes, which doesn't necessarily mean that he was more qualified. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of things in life are all about timing as well. Yeah. But that's all I got.
All right, man. Appreciate it, Book. All right, so let me get to some of these questions in the comments. I thought bro was an OC. He was not the OC at Nevada. He was an offensive analyst. He was not the OC. He has never called plays at the D1 level. If you were TC, would you take the job? If you allow TC to be TC, I think he could do it. But I think Shador and TC are the player that TC usually gets for a quarterback. I think that kind of hinders his playbook just a tad bit. I want to hear from Coach Hart. Hey, what's up, Coach Hart? Talk to me.
How you doing, Scotty?
What's good? Talk to me. Turn the volume down. Yeah, talk to me.
Okay, so I've been listening to the other callers, and I definitely relate to this because being a collegiate offensive line coach that's fairly young in the industry, oftentimes I'm getting passed over for jobs by white graduate assistants that came from a Power 5 school that have far less experience than myself. I think the real issue is, and you said this on a previous show, is what coordinator works best for Coach Prime. And similar to how Coach Saban is the head coach, but he's the defensive backs coach at Alabama, Coach Prime is the offensive coordinator at Jackson State. Henceforth, if you look at last year, T.C. Taylor was not running his offense. I'm a graduate of North Carolina Central University and also coached there for about 5 years. And I was on the staff with Henry Frazier and the guys that before Jerry Mack came in. Mm-hmm. And if you look at those tapes, the offense that T.C. Taylor was running and Jerry Mack looked nothing similar to what Jackson State did last year. I think you pulled it out a couple weeks ago again. The offense is being catered to the talents and is acquiesced to the quarterback. If you look at the air raid and all of college football, the air raid is dying out. Yes, Ernest Wilson, who used to be a former OC, and I worked for him as well too. He was the OC at Jackson State when the White Tiger was there. Coach Comedy when he last won the championship. That's that Greg Ruffin and all those guys were on. However, since then, the football world has changed, and it's gone to spread, zone read, and RPO game. Mm-hmm. With the talent of the linebackers getting so fast, those mesh concepts and a lot of things that people like to associate with the with this type of offense don't work anymore because you got 4-2-5s. You got middle linebackers at 210 pounds now that can cover. So you see the air raid dissipating in college football. So again, like I said, you put the nail on the head. The reason they got this coordinator that was essentially pretty much a GA from the Division III school is he's not really the coordinator. He's just the face. But it's sad that you got to make him the face in this movement where it's supposed to be for us. Because I'm pretty sure he doesn't believe, similar to Jay Hobson and all the other white coaches that come into this level, they treat historically black colleges like a freshman in college and they're seniors. They butter the girl all up, use her up, and graduate and dip out and go somewhere else. So this white OC is going to take the leverage of Jackson State and the SWAC and piggyback that in to him a job at a larger institution and probably bring no black folks with him. So I think, there's a lot of deep things you can analyze on that. But again, he has no experience. T.C. Staler's far more experienced, like Mr. Campbell said. And T.C. Staler, he didn't run his offense last year. Again, watch North Carolina Central film, watch the Celebration Bowl when North Carolina Central played Grambling. They had Kincaid. It was a 10-9 game. And watch the offense that he ran in that game. And it's nothing like Jackson State did last season.
Coach Harp, this is and it's if you watch any bit of film, you can see it in the first. I watched one game that TC Taylor coached, and I probably watched the first half, and I'm like, oh, this is night and day. It's night and literally it's night and day from what it's RPO heavy. And it's so RPO heavy. Like I felt bad for the DNs because you just never know when he was going to give the ball or when he was going to keep it or when he was going to throw it. There's so many options in just that one play. The one thing I like about the air raid is the mesh, but the one thing I don't like about the air raid is the mesh because it takes a long time to develop, just like he said in the clip that I brought up. My thing to you is this. I'm going to throw it back at you, Coach Harp. TC Taylor and this guy, who would you like with all the skill set that you have, knowing you have Shador, would you go with the air raid system or would you give TC Taylor a chance to really implement his system and go his way?
For me personally, that's a great question. I would, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I would tailor the air raid system to fit Shador's needs. If you look at, again, the offense he ran at North Carolina Central, and again, you stated this in previous shows, the defensive lines in the MEAC and the offensive lines are better than the SWAC. So to gain yardage and get these guys moved, these Morgan State defensive linemen, these A&T, these South Carolina State defensive linemen, you got to attack them in different ways. You got to read them some plays. You got to double team them. You got to arc release them to make them DN slow and flat-footed so they have to read. So obviously, he doesn't have a Malcolm Bell or any of the athletic quarterbacks that were at North Carolina Central during that time. So he would just tailor this offense. So instead of maybe having a zone read, you might implement more swing passes to the running back and do things like that, just so them DNs can't get in a wide 7 or a tilt 9 and just come straight up the field. If you look at, again, the SWACs versus MEAC in the Celebration Bowl, the only win the SWAC has is against North Carolina Central, and that was a 10-9 game. In that game, one of my Neos scored a touchdown, threw up the hooks, and we kicked the extra point from like the plus 35-yard line, and it got blocked. But anyway, again, he should be able to do some things like that, and that'll also help the run game as well too. Because if you got all these guys flying up the field, you really only got to block 2 people, the 1 technique and the 3 technique, to run the ball. So I think, that offense, not only the coordinator, but the offensive line coach should be scrutinized as well, too. Because watching their film, I have a lot of critique on him.
I'm still surprised he has a job. But, hey, Coach Harp, anytime, man. Thank you for the call.
No problem. Thank you.
No problem. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Talk to me. Hey, Ryan, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, Scott.
Yeah, I knew you was waiting to hear it, so I was going. What's good, Ryan? I'm here.
Hey, what you thought about Jackson State offense after TC took over?
I thought the Alabama
excluding the Alabama A&M game. Excluding the Alabama A&M game.
Oh, I thought it was pedestrian at best.
Thank you. I agree with you. So I was hoping that TC took the went to Prairie View because I feel like Jackson State could have did better at offensive coordinator. Like Alabama A&M, they got a good coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think if Jackson State had Alabama A&M offensive coordinator, you think he would have put up the same numbers as Jackson State?
All right, so let me say this. Let me preference these comments, right? Have you watched TC Taylor stuff at North Central?
No.
Okay, so then
except for the few things you put up.
Okay, so you got to go back and like you got to really do your own due diligence on this one. No, and I'm not trying to be funny, like because once you see it, you'll understand that what plays he was calling was not his playbook because his playbook that he ran at North Central is RPO heavy. I mean, it's so much RPO, bro. Like it's every other play is an RPO play. No, like no bullshit. Like I'm not lying to you.
Yeah.
So so for me watching it, I'm like, okay, this isn't his playbook, and he's calling plays. Now I don't know whose plays he's calling, so I don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like this, right? It's like let me try to give you a good analogy. It's like running a company. It's like somebody puts you, you're like, hey, I want you to run the company, but I want you to run it like this. And you're like, well, I've ran a couple companies before and I've done pretty well, but they're telling you, you got to do it like this. Use these instructions and do it like this. So you're going to kind of, you're going to have to kind of figure out a way to do your style in somebody else's instructions. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. Well, in the system he ran at North Carolina Central, was it 3 wide receiver, 4 wide receiver?
Yeah, it's 2x2s, 3x1s. It's a lot of that. It's spread. It's a natural spread offense with the RPO. The thing with the RPO and that why I know Dion wouldn't allow his son to do it is because he doesn't want Shedeur to get hit. That's a high, like it's a very high volatile style of offense, right? Like your quarterback is going to get exposed and you had to have a tough guy who can run the ball. He has to be a running option. Like a Felix Harper does it at Alcorn, but they don't do it as much as a TC Taylor would call it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you would never see TC Taylor calling the RPO for a Shedeur because he doesn't want him to get hit. And everybody wants to hit Shedeur. You know what I'm saying? So when they hit him, they're going to hit him. You know what I'm saying? So you don't even want to take that chance with Shedeur.
All right. Okay. And what you think about the hire in general?
I personally like it. Personally, I really do like it because I think if that's what you always wanted, you got to go get somebody who's done it and been it. Now, this is on paper, it looks really good. This is what I want JSU fans to understand. It's a totally different game when you're in a game and what you're calling is predicated on scoring points and not losing advantages and making adjustments. I can be in an interview with, and HR, my girl always tells me, when you're at an interview, that's the best version of yourself you're ever going to get. That's what they say. That's the best version of you they're ever going to get, right? So when you get on the field, that person, the pressure you got to think about that, man. Like, I want you to imagine yourself, right? You're an air raid guy. Dion hires you, and you got to go 11 and like nothing worse. You got to at least go back to the Celebration Bowl. Like the pressure that you have, you got to win the SWAC championship. You got it. And that means every single play you call has to be, I don't want to say great, but it has to be good. You have to be able to make adjustments. You have to be able to think on the fly. And that pressure consistently, me personally, I would want somebody who's been through the gauntlet of that, has done it over and over and over again. But man, he's gonna have to prove himself really fast. Go ahead.
Do what I'm saying right here, though. So when I was talking about Alabama A&M, they coordinator, meaning to me that dude knows what he's doing. So whether he's at Alabama A&M or Jackson State, he gonna put up points. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows what he's doing. So you was talking yesterday about like who will want the job. If you're a good OC, you're a good OC. I don't care where you at, especially with the weapon Jackson State got. To me, if the offense next year doesn't put up 30, 40 points consistently, then that is on the offense coordinator. How can you not, with the talent they got, how can you not put up 40 points for them?
Okay, so let me throw back at you, Ryan. Once again, we don't know what we don't know, right? So if Coach DT from Alabama A&M comes in and Dion tells him, hey, you can't run this, you can't do that. And DT's like, yo, like that's part of my offense. And he says, well, my son doesn't like that. You can't run that. Then how can you blame the OC? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But we can't assume that he's doing that.
I'm not. But I can. You know why? Because he did it to TC. I'm telling you, Ryan. When you next time I have a live show, before I have a live show, you know I pretty much. Kofi says I'm like Creflo Dollar. I'm on all the time. Before I do another live show, I want you to watch just one YouTube game of a 2018 North Central team or 2019. Watch one game of North Carolina Central, and just tell me. And tell me, could Shedeur do that? That's all I want you to do. Just watch one game, all right? And just tell me and call back in and be like, can Shedeur do that? And you're gonna be like, Scotty, you're right. He couldn't have ran that offense. So that's what you're doing. You're telling somebody who uses a hammer to use a screwdriver. You're like, bro, I'll use a hammer. I want you to do it with a screwdriver. So how successful am I supposed to be when I'm used to using a hammer? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got you. I know,
yeah.
I know you got a lot of calls, man. I'll try to call back in, but appreciate it.
Hey, no problem, man. Appreciate you. Hey, Rocky, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, my brother? What's going on? Hey, man, you're doing a great job, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
With videos and stuff, man. But I wanted to bring this up about this hire. I personally, from a style standpoint, I don't like this hire.
Okay.
Right? Because what it does is it features air raid features the quarterback, puts up a lot of inflated numbers, and it exposes your defense to way too many plays during the course of a competitive football game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and at the end of the day, though it may be entertaining to some people, in my opinion, it's not a way to win championships, and it's not really a way to develop great offensive football players that can transition to the league. Give me one wide receiver that has come out of an air raid system that's been effective.
Other than Michael Crabtree, I can't really name anything.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the same one I came up with.
Yeah, that's all I got.
So why? So this is what I was thinking, and you tell me what you think. I think if Dion wanted to really bolster his team and the kind of talent he was compiling, he would go with a more pro-style system, more like something of that Norm Child used to run, or what Lane Kiffin used to run at USC when he was the OC, or something like that. A pro-style system, I think, fits the level of talent that Dion is getting for the SWAC. And it also prepares those kids for pro football. But I understand why he wants the air raid system. And I think, again, the air raid system is and here's the other thing too. You can't play complementary football with your defense with the air raid system. It's not possible. It's predicated on running plays, speeding up the game, and scoring as many points on the other team's offense as possible. You don't really care what your defense gives up. Tell me what you think about that.
I think that's a mindset of a lot of air raid guys. It kind of reminds me of like Mike D'Antoni. You know what I'm saying? Like you think you're going to score so many points. You don't mind it being a shootout because you really don't care because you feel like your style of play is always going to win. You know what I'm saying? Like you always feel like you're going to outscore. So I agree with you to a certain extent, but I think with Dion being as defensive minded as he is, I don't think that's going to be his issue, if I'm being honest. I think the defense is always going to be ahead of the offense when it comes to Jackson State because of how I mean, he's a Hall of Famer as a defensive back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, from a personnel standpoint, how do you replicate conventional or typical offenses in practice when all you're doing is throwing the ball? And check this out. Most air raid teams, I've done research, most air raid teams, they practice on air a lot to get the timing and synchronicity of the offense down. Mm-hmm. And what are you practicing to get against on the defensive side
if your offense is practicing on air. You know, one of the things about when you talk about scout teams, are you going to have the running backs? Are you going to have the tight ends? Are you going to have the players on offense to replicate a good scout team to give your defense a good look with an air raid system?
Well, I think with Jackson State having as much depth as they do, they probably will. But we'll see. But hey, Rock, I gotta let you go, man. I got a lot of people on the call line. Appreciate the call, though. All right. So this is how it's gonna go. I got some members on the call line. 7428 David, you're next. 1786, you're after David. Okay. I think that is finisher or yeah. So you're next after David. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
What's up, Scotty? This is David, bro.
Talk to me.
Hey, man, I figured this was going to happen. We were talking about when you put up there who the new offensive coordinator was. So, man, I wouldn't listen to anybody that has their own narrative, because if this man can fix our offense and make sure do it look like a goddamn superstar, let him run the offense. You know, let him do his job. We don't even know what he got in store for in the first place. It's basically, you know, I texted you last night online, but it's like, okay, if this dude knows the air raid system and he went under Mike Leach, he was under Mike Leach for a little bit, he should know everything about the, you know what I'm saying? He should know everything about the system, how that system is ran.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if you, like I said, if you look up what we look at tapes that he did at Texas Tech, especially when he had Graham Harrell and Michael Crabtree there, like, bro, you look at the line, like I said, O-line splits, receiver meshes, running back, you know what I'm saying? Running back plays, just like everything, you know, it don't matter, like I said, it don't matter the dude, white, black, Mexican, it don't matter to me. Can he coach? Can he coach football? Can he coach the offense? Can he, you know what I'm saying? And can he get our offense to be better than what it was last season? And that's pretty much all I got to say on that, man.
Hey, appreciate it, David. Appreciate the call, man. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
What's up, Scotty? This is Pedestrian, man.
Talk to me, Fisher.
Before I start, let me say two bars of the Lord's Prayer right quick. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy, not thee, but thy name. So, man, I need to get y'all back on topic, because this is not what you started the show about. You started the show about why did Jackson State hire this particular guy when everything that the SWAC talks about is black this, black that. We got to promote black people. We got to do everything in-house. We got to keep it in our family. So Jackson State fans, is this the best hire? Was he the most qualified guy that you could bring in? If the answer is no, were there any black candidates that you could have brought in that was more qualified? So I'm going to talk about your rival out of the SWAC, which is Tennessee State, which is the school that I support. We just hired an offensive coordinator from the University of Texas, El Paso. This guy has been a wide receiver coach at UTEP, at Arizona. He's been an offensive coordinator at Angelo State, which is, I think, is a Division II college. He has a resume. He is a black man who has been coaching for about 15 years at different levels. Are you telling me that if you're trying to keep everything black, if you're trying to keep everything in house, see, Scotty, it's about the optics. It's about the optics, man. It's not about if this guy that they hired, if he's qualified, if he's going to do the job or not. It's about the optics. It's about everything that you guys talk about as far as promoting black people. If you got Power 5 conferences, if you got Division I conferences all across the land who are not promoting black assistant head coaches to head coaching or offensive coordinator jobs around the country, you would think that your HBCUs would be the one place that they could get a chance at. If they can't get a chance at, if they get skipped over by, I guess he's going to be the Eric Spoelstra of the HBCUs. He's a video wizard, I guess. I don't know what the hell he is.
That's a good analogy.
And that's not just a brother like that. I mean, because I'm sure he puts in work wherever he did. But you try to tell me that that particular guy that Deion picked, skips the line over everybody? It's about optics. It's not about what type of offense that he's going to run or he's going to make Jackson State better. It's about the optics to me. So if other schools can do it, and if they're going to try to promote blackness, if they're going to try to promote the coaches the way that the old heads really try to do, and I'm surprised Mr. Ford and Stephen Campbell, not going to call you guys out, I'm just surprised you guys haven't called in yet and really timed in yet. But if that's going to be the case, why does he get to skip the line and these other assistant coaches at these Power 5 conferences, Group of 5 conferences, these assistant coaches, why do they not get a chance at the HBCU? Do they want to go? If they're interviewing, why do they get skipped over by real estate agents, by Deion's best friend at Barstool, or whoever? To me, it's about the optics, man. So that's about all I got.
Hey, man, appreciate the call, finisher. Rapa Israel said, we as black people have to stop finding things to get angry about, especially with all that Prime has done for HBCU in sports. Please stop it. Once again, that's y'all. You guys are blending in the narrative. Just because you're promoting SWAC and just because you're promoting HBCU football, just because you're a marketing guru does not mean, one, you're not void of criticism, and two, that what you're doing at the football team is different than what you do for marketing. They're not the same. So Rapa Israel, try again, bro. Like, stop trying to group everything together. They are mutually exclusive. The conversation that we're having now does not diminish what is Deion doing to uplift the SWAC. So stop doing that, bro. Like, I gotta really stop doing that. You try to sound real like pontific, if that's even a word. You know what I'm saying? But you're not. I think that's an SAT word. If it's not, oh well. I ain't graduate anyway. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Whoa.
Yeah, you live. What's your name? Where you talking about?
This B Rob from yesterday, man. What's going on?
What's up, man? Talk to me.
Just coming through the highlights to just let you know that prediction was on point a little bit.
It surely was. Little fair-skinned guy there.
Yeah. I haven't been able to catch the beginning of the show. I got my partner here with me, man. We were having some good discussions about the OC.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm gonna let him talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're just talking about the OC. I'm a strong brother, but some things I was thinking, just stretching B-Rob thinking. Even I'm watching a little show now about one of the brothers that you're talking about. He kind of saying something like, HBCU, we should be doing this. That ain't got nothing to do with a growth mindset. The man that's probably the OC, he can probably conceptualize things a lot better than what TC or what another coach could do. He probably can see, just kind of see the layout a little bit more. And of course, he ain't no dummy, so he ain't just trying to pull nobody in. I guess for some sideways reasons. And of course, he keeping TC because TC do a good job. But I think that sometimes we don't understand. He trying to do a lot of growing. He trying to grow his son as a quarterback. He trying to grow the whole system. He trying to grow everybody. He growing TC, growing everybody around him.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. If you had a farm, right, and somebody came up to you and said, "Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't filled a farm this big, but I've done one smaller, but I haven't done it, at this level. I haven't done it as long. The last time I had somebody with a farm this big, I was kind of like the overseer, but I didn't really touch the plants. Can I can I work on your farm? What would you say?
I would say no, because you haven't done the work. But one thing about this, he got the people to do the work. You need somebody that can like really see your vision all the way through. And sometimes they got a lot to do more so with just, hey, everybody can't, the job that you do, everybody can't do it because you really got to remember facts. You remember people, personalities. Man, you can ask Brett Favre right now. Hey, what was the fourth player of the Super Bowl that you ran? Brett Favre gonna be able to tell you. Hey, Russell Wilson gonna be able to tell you. So it ain't all about the race, but it's still sometimes you need somebody that's gonna have a growth mindset that can be able to grow the offense, change it, evolve it, even promote black growth on the field because that's what we're still getting shown is black growth.
because the plays that he running, they for black people. It ain't like
I like that. They for everybody. Ain't no color on plays. I like that. I like that. That's dope. So, but listen, once again, I don't. Let me say this. Ain't no color on plays. I like that. Let me say this. I don't have a problem with the hire. I really don't, because at the end of the day, everybody, like I said, I've championed white coaches coming into the SWAC a lot. Like, I'm like, yo, get one of these white Bamas in here. You know what I'm saying? My only thing is, if you're comparing resumes, how does he skip a TC? That's the only thing for me. But I know why. I mean, personally, I know why, because TC's playbook doesn't fit what he wants for Shedeur to do. So I understand that. But, you know, for me, it's like, it's just a little, you know, like I said, it's really about the narratives that have been pushed onto me and said to me that, oh, you know, you think the white man's ice is colder and you think this. And it's like, it feels like people from Jackson State are saying, oh, we got a white guy, he's going to be this and that, but he has no resume. He has no resume to prove that.
Yeah. And I'm from West Jackson, and I'm from West Jackson, and then born and bred. I graduated. I'm along too, but just on some real stuff. That really, he came in strong. Dion ain't had no coaching resume. Dion had a player resume, but when it comes to playbooks, I'm telling you that they got a lot to do with.
Bro,
if I got these plays,
hold up. Come on, man. Come on, man. You comparing Dion to Brett Bortolone. Come on, man. Let's come on.
No. What I'm saying, even when Dion came in, it was just all prestige alone, no skill set. His first year, everybody was like, we don't know if this man can coach. We don't know if he can really do this. But Dion personality is what really bringing a lot to, you know, the game. And of course he has coaching skills, but he got a lot of strong coaches around him. And like even when TC came, TC was already there. He knew TC and a couple other. I think he kept Coach Otis too, Coach O, and he knew that them boys were cold, so he kept them. So I don't think that he had nothing, you know, necessarily. But you know, when it's somebody time to do their own thing, they want to bring their own people though. It ain't my decision. It wouldn't be my decision, but you know, it ain't like, you know, you threw a joker all the way under the bus. It's almost like, hey, now it's time for my guy. All right, we finna bring my guy in. We finna go ahead and make this thing such and such.
Okay, so let me. Okay, hypothetically, right? Hypothetically, if and I usually hate asking hypothetical questions, but I'm gonna just throw this one to you. If the offense is the same, right? It can't put up points. It can't, you know, who would you blame?
The quarterback being slick garbage. But that what I would like, because there's certain things they're seeing out there. It may be like a little skill gap, but you know, he want to open it up. He want to open up, which I feel like he should. He getting the coaching. He want to go on. And I don't blame him, man. That's that black excellence that I like. Push your son and go to the NFL and I'm gonna put everything around you. I'm gonna put you in a system that you can understand when you go to the NFL. Because a lot of times we have dummy down systems that don't even really transfer to the SEC or even like the real, you know, NFL. So why give them a $50,000 coordinator when they got to go to the league and deal with $1 million coordinator where you got to deal with 400 more plays and you only used to dealing with 45 plays. So sometimes you just got to go ahead and press fast forward.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, B.
Appreciate it.
Hey, what's up, Bridges? Talk to me.
So, what's up, Scotty, man? This remind me of one movie, Scotty.
Talk to me.
White Man Can't Jump.
Why is that?
Everybody talking about it. Man, look at this clown. He ain't supposed to be over here, man. What you got going on? Blah, 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 blah. Man, miraculously, somehow, some way, this white boy, and he done went to a Division I, then found all the ropes, and next thing you know, you throw him out there, you seeing miraculous plays, you seeing the ball throwing in the air, then everybody want to be friends with the white man. Everybody, okay, he's just like us. Okay, he got a little groove to his step. I saw an old man out last night. He had a little to him. he ain't dancing like them. He ain't dancing like the white people, man. Sometimes we just gotta sit back and relax and see what happens. We just can't say, oh, don't do that, because to be honest with you, if you want to be real, MLK Day was just the other day. And we talking about treat everybody equal. And right now, us black folk, or some of the black folk, ain't treating everybody equal right now. So who really being racist? But I ain't gonna start there. I ain't gonna go beyond the point of that. But I feel like Prime knew this dude beforehand, because if Prime is all about relationships. I don't think he all about like, oh, I'm gonna just get a person and hope he does the best because his resume look good. I think he's really on relationships as far as like knowing what's good for his team and what's good for Shador. And I agree with you. I think TC being offense coordinator, Shador is gonna get his jaws jacked if he was gonna do that zone read and all that other stuff. He was gonna get his jaws jacked because Shador ain't that fast to get away from him. He may be slippery, like you said, but that zone read, you got to be kind of fast to get out there from that defensive end and them linebackers. So I feel like this air raid is gonna be quicker passes. I ain't gonna say quicker because it takes time to develop the mesh, but I feel like it's gonna be a 75% upgrade. I don't know how he gonna let old dude go because he didn't let TC all the way open up his playbook. So I think he's gonna let old dude get 75% of the offensive play calls for next year.
All right, appreciate the call, Bridges.
All right, peace.
Ooh, I don't know what he said. I really don't. I heard that white man can't jump and some other stuff. Hey, caller, you live? Talk to me.
It's Musa from Philly.
What's your name? What's your name? Musa from Philly.
Say that one more time.
You said Musa from Philly?
Yeah, the guy that said free safety for Travis Hunter.
Go ahead.
Caught a while back, but anyway, I think them bringing this guy in. I think people seeing a small picture. His background as an analyst. If you look at the top programs, it's been a shift from the graduate assistants to analysts to bring in more from a positive and negative and more analytical, like pluses and minuses of with you winning the plays and stuff like that, to give a more scheme background. But I don't think he's going to be more so to calling the shots as much as he is going to be pretty much spearheading what works and let them know the win-loss percentage. So even though he's coming here, I think this is more of an experiment, but it's going to be helping the whole coach staff because he's going to be able to tell them what works and what doesn't. Now, I think I've seen somebody in the chat say if it doesn't work, they're going to quickly get rid of this program because it doesn't fit their system. But I think for anything, it's going to help because we're going to be able to let them experiment and see what actually works per se. And I think this is actually a scheme forward to kind of upgrade TC to where he's going to be calling the shots because you can still have this guy telling them ideas, but he's going to be the guy that I think behind the scenes that's going to be like making the decisions more so on the offense, with of course Dion's approval. So I think this is more of an experiment more than anything.
All right, thank you so much, Musa. Appreciate the call.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing. Listen, I've been knowing football a long time. There's nothing. There's a big difference between an offensive analyst and an offensive coordinator. It's just that simple. You're not calling plays. Now, you might know what plays might be efficient. You might be like, okay, you need to go right. You need to go for it here or do this or do that. But you're not calling some things. You just got to do. All right, we got 168 likes right now. I got Mr. Ford on the call lines. You guys have been waiting for him. I need to get to 200 likes. I need to get to 200 likes to get Mr. Ford on the call line. All right, Mr. Ford is primed and ready. He is sitting in queue. I need to get my 200 likes to bring out this. I need to get my 200 likes to bring out Mr. Ford. All right, let's get it. 200 likes. Hey, babe, let me know when you get 200 likes. Now back to this offensive coordinator and offensive analyst. All right, script is this my 500th video? Dang. Is it really? Oh, wow. Thanks, man. I didn't even know. It might be out. I just be working, bro. Just be working. All right. An offensive analyst and an offensive coordinator are two different positions. All right. At the end of the day, listen, it's like calling yourself the line manager and the line worker, right? As a line manager, you oversee. All right. As a line worker, you work. All right. You are the one in the trenches. As an offensive coordinator, you're the game plan, the flow of the game, all that stuff is dictated on you. All right. Offensive analyst, you break down what works, what doesn't work, going forward on fourth down, maybe what plays might go here or there. We're good? All right, cool. Hey, what's up, Mr. Ford? Talk to me. You live.
Yeah, listen, let me turn this down. Listen, one of your callers was just saying that black people being reverse racism. You're using the term wrong. Black people can't be racist because we don't have power. You have to understand, to be racist, you have to have power. We can't stop white folks from getting a certain job. We can't stop white folks from building homes. The things that they do to us, they're able to do that to us because they have power. In America, the power seat is held by whites. I think I called in and told y'all one night, you got two kinds of people in America. We are the oppressed. They are the oppressor. So please get that right. That's a misnomer. There's no such thing as reverse racism. We can't be racist because we don't have power. Now, let me just say this. Scotty, I think I talked to you about this once before. We had a guy by the name of Roscoe Nance who wrote an article in USA Today about the SWAC. This is back in the 90s. And he told us, he said, listen, in the SWAC, they turn out players who can compete in the NFL. However, they don't turn out great teams. And that has been our problem. And he said one of the major problems that the SWAC had was that we don't have offensive innovation. Now, why am I saying this? I don't have no problem with Deion getting this guy. I think that's one of the things that we need is more offensive innovation, offensive continuity. Now, this whole thing about, and Scott, I've been telling you, this thing about TC, I'm ready for TC to be a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm ready for TC to be a head coach. If he can't be one in the SWAC, then I want to see him be one in the MEAC. If he can't be one in the MEAC, I'd like to see him be one in the SIAC or the CIAA. But I'm ready for TC to move on, and I'm ready for him to get his own program. But as far as Deion going out and getting this guy, I know about Hal Mummy and them. I'm from South Georgia. Hal Mummy, he came to notoriety at a place called Valdosta State.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was at Valdosta State, the coach now that's at Mississippi State was his offensive coordinator. They had a guy named Chris Hatcher was the quarterback. Chris is now the head coach at Sanford University over in Birmingham. Like I said, I ain't got no problem with it. I'm for this. Now, I'm gonna just tell you, when I was coaching and we ran up against air raid people, we would drop 8. Sometimes we drop 6, 7. Because what the air raid is trying to do, it's trying to hit spots. It's trying to make the defense defend spots all over the field, and it's kind of hard. Somebody put in your chat, and they were right. Jackson State did have a white offensive coordinator. I want to say his name was Shannon. Now, I don't know if he was running an air raid, but he kind of brought that 4 wide to Jackson State.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason Jackson State went to that, let me tell you what happened. Billy Joe came out to Jackson. He had a boy named Bonner. They called him the Mad Bomber. And, baby, they had that 4 wide, and they blew Jackson out in front of about 40,000 out there at Veterans Stadium. After that game, Big Daddy Carson put out the word that he wanted an offensive coordinator who could do what Billy Joe's FAMU team had done to him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he went and got this white man. I want to say his name was Shannon, Coach Shannon, because he left Jackson State and went to Troy State and coached for Larry Blakeney. And So, like I said, I'm just saying this because this is not the first time Jackson has had that imported a coach that brought in that wide open offense. But Scotty, I ain't got no problem with this. My only thing is I just want to see how it works. Now, somebody just put that. Now, they're right. That Timmy Chang, that was a disaster. That was a disaster when they brought that Timmy Chang. Now, the other thing is this, Scotty. I don't care what system you bring in. You better have some offensive linemen. And that was Jackson's problem, was that offensive line. Now, I'm surprised he made the move. But like you said earlier, I understand, this is about Shadua and this is about his children. But they got to get that offensive line straightened out too now. And me and you I done said this to you over and over. After the performance that offensive line gave last season, I think that offensive line coach needs to go.
Yeah, he should.
Now, I don't know how Deion's going to do this. You're right. Somebody's right. Al Mummy was at Jackson State under
was it Hendricks?
Tony Hughes. I think Tony Hughes brought him there from a little small white school there in Jackson. But let me just say this. When you bring in an offensive coordinator, you're actually supposed to let him bring in his own offensive line coach. I don't know if y'all know about that, but that's what you work together. Like you were saying, you're supposed to bring in an offense coordinator. He's supposed to hire first the offensive line coach. Usually they get the backfield coach. Then they get the wide receiver coach. Now, I don't know how he's going to do this, but that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to let the offensive line coach hire his own people. Now, Scotty, y'all got any questions for me? I know somebody's saying some stuff about Mr. Ford. What did you have any questions? Anybody want to add a question for me, Scotty?
Yeah, I got a question for you, Mr. Ford. My thing is this: what system was I know they called it the Rack Boys, but what system was they running at FAMU? I know it wasn't the air raid.
It was a Gulf Coast offense. Let me tell you where they got it from. Now, people don't know this. Billy Joe was very close to Dick Vermeil. At one time, Billy Joe was on the staff with the Philadelphia Eagles back in the 70s. That was an old man. Oh, man. He had coached the San Diego Chargers. He had been the coach at Ohio. Sid Gilman. Sid Gilman helped to create that what y'all call the Gulf Coast, and remember that thing they called it the fastest thing on turf. It was Marshall Falk. It was Isaac Holt. What did they call that?
The greatest show on turf.
Greatest show on turf. See, that's a lot of that stuff came from Sid Gilman. Sid Gilman had coached way back in the 60s. He had a guy named John Hadle. He had a white wide receiver. They called him Bandy. His name was Lance Allworth. I don't know if you remember them guys. But see, this thing didn't just come about. It was an evolution. And this boy that Deion has hired, he's from a tree. See, Hal Mummy has had all kind of successful assistants on them. Now, Hal Mummy coached Tim Couch at Kentucky. He had a boy named Jared. Jared got too big. He almost weighed 400 pounds when he died. He threw for a lot of yards. But, somebody was talking about, now, Cooley's offense came from Tennessee State, and it came from a white man they call Air Coryell. His name was Don Coryell. Now, what Cooley did, the summer before Jerry Rice's senior year, Cooley went and spent a summer with Don Coryell, and him and Don Coryell put together the offense for that. I'm trying to think. They called one of them. They called Satellite. They called Jerry Rice. The quarterback Totten. They called him Satellite. They called Jerry Rice All World. But that offense came. It was a collaboration between a guy named the Don Coryell and Archie Cooley. So what I'm trying to tell you is these offenses don't just come about. These things, it takes years to put all this stuff together. Yeah, there you go. Somebody said Jared Lorenzen. That's right. Jared played for Hal Mummy at the University of Kentucky. Yeah, that's right.
The big white boy.
See, this guy, Archie Cooley, he was a graduate of Jackson State, played center. His coach was Joe Gilliam Sr. They went and played Florida. Back before immigration, the top game in the country was you would go to Miami and face Jake Gaither and the Florida A&M Rattlers. Jackson State went 2 times. They went in 61, and I think they went in 62. The center was Archie Cooley. The head coach was Big John Merritt. In 62 or 63, they went up and beat Tennessee State to death up in Nashville. Before the game was over, the president came out the press box and told Big John, his name was President Davis, we want you at Tennessee State. Big John brought his whole staff from Jackson State to Tennessee State. That's why I keep telling y'all, go back and look at Tennessee State from 1963 to 1983. They had one of the greatest winning percentages in the world. That's including Alabama and Georgia and all them people. They were one of the best. Anyway, you got any more for me?
You said beat them to death. Oh, Mr. Ford, you are so entertaining. You are so entertaining. Oh my God, you're so funny. Oh, love it. Love it. No, I'm good, Mr. Ford. Thank you so much for the call. Everybody was waiting on you.
Okay, well, y'all have a good night, okay?
All right, you too, Mr. Ford. Oh, man.
Okay, all right.
Man, that was worth 200 likes. That was so worth the 200. That boy said, beat the death. He said, not beat the sleep, beat the death. Oh, that was funny. That was funny. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. Ooh, that was funny. Jesus Christ.
Hey, what's going on, Scott?
What's goody? What's goody? Talk to me.
This Jeremiah calling out of Dallas, man, by way of Jackson.
Talk to me.
Hey, look, man. This is what I would like to know. Do you think that this is a situation where Coach Prime doesn't want he wants a coach. He wants a coach as the offensive coordinator who has no affiliation with teams of the past, as like no affiliation with Jackson State, like no ex-player or no ex-coach, because I feel like this. What I'm getting is,
speak your mind.
He wants a coach. Yeah. He wants a coach to come in. Someone he probably looked at the team in the spring and this fall and said, you know what? Maybe we just need a guy who can motivate different or communicate, in a different manner. What's your thoughts on that?
This is what I think, right? Can I keep it a buck with you? Can I give it a buck with you? I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. All right. This is what
all the time. Yeah.
Low key, this is what I feel. Low key, right? I feel as though there is a little bit of savior in this, right? So what I mean by that is, like, it's kind of like how, I originally felt when Deion gave me my interview, right? Like, oh man, Deion's giving me a chance to interview him. So I feel like there's going to be a little bit of he's going to be, if you got an alum, this is the thing I've learned about HBCU systems, right? If you got a former player, former alumni, there's going to be a lot of leakage in that play. Like, so let's say I get a former JSU player. He comes in at OCs. Well, now he has alumni ties. He has brother ties. And if Deion starts telling him something, he's going to go tell his boys or his frats and all that type of stuff. And it's just going to kind of be that HBCU network, rumor mill type situation. I think if you get somebody completely out that network, you bring them into your world. One, they have a loyalty factor to you, like, man, Deion gave me opportunity, man. I appreciate that, Deion. Thank you so much. And his network is not going to get back to most of the HBCU community because he's not linked to it. So if I tell you something, if I tell you the plan, if I tell you where we going, I don't think that I think that there's going to be a bond there that, is going to be like kind of like yo, I'm making you cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get with me, I make you cool, you blow us up, you blow yourself up, and then you can move on and do whatever you want, because it's the same thing Deion's looking to do. He trying to, like, I bet he pitched it to him like this, man. You come here, you kill it here, you can go anywhere in the world. You can go anywhere in the world. You can go any school you want to go to, because my son's gonna go to the league. You gonna send some. We go. You know how Deion talk. We gonna send some people to the league. Oh, we gonna send some players to the league. So why wouldn't you want to be a part of that? Why wouldn't you want to be, come here, do your air raid, boom, boom, boom. Shador throws for 4,000 or 5,000 yards. He goes to the league. You can say you coached him. You were his quarterback coach. You know what I'm saying? It takes you so many places, takes you so many levels. So yeah, I think there's a loyalty factor that's going to be in place. But that's just my little conspiracy theory.
Hey, that's cool. Let me leave you with two names. These are two ex-coaches that I feel like had they stayed Jackson State would have been on a real good course. Coach AJ Smith, he was a protege of Hal Mummy. He is a offensive coordinator now at Tyler Junior College, and we had an offensive line coach. Now his name Matt Jones. He is the run game coordinator for University UT Martin. And man, if those guys would have stayed under Tony Hughes, I think they would have had a significant impact. But you know, it is what it is. So, but yeah, man, look, I love the show, man. I love the chat more than anything. But yeah, I appreciate you taking my call.
Hey, anytime, man. Hey, that chat's raw, man. Be careful in there.
All right, now.
All right, peace.
His name Matt Jones.
Hey, Deputy Mario, you live? Talk to me.
Hey, Scotty, how's it going?
Good. Talk to me.
I ain't gonna hold you long. I just gotta. I like the hire as much as you just said. I like the hire. Most offenses are predicated toward a quarterback. Would you agree with that? Most offenses.
Yeah. I say about 90%.
Just like the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I say about 90%.
Just like the Buccaneers offense. The Buccaneers offense. Tom Brady moved it to fit him.
Facts.
And so I think that this idea will be pretty much the same. You know, you want your quarterback. This is a quarterback-driven football thing now. I guess that's the right way to say it. But it's all about the quarterback. I mean, yeah, you have some good running backs, receivers, but now it's all about the quarterback. Second of all, race is, you know, I don't know if the race thing with me really matters, but the only thing that's going to really tell if this is a good hire or not is September 5th down in Miami. If Jackson State can beat FAMU, all the chitter chatter goes away. Then people on your show, Jackson State is so great, FAMU is so bad, etc.
I don't agree.
Not work out.
I don't agree. I disagree. I think the narrative. I think the narrative is this: if you go to FAM and you don't put up 35 points, like that's a lot. Like you can win the game. I'm not saying like winning doesn't matter. I'm talking about like going forward is how you win. At this point in time, it's a how you win situation for Jackson State right now. I've said this on my channel. I don't believe that it's going to be like I wouldn't blame Jackson State if they don't make it back to the SWAC championship because everybody else is upgrading in talent. So I'm not going to be like, oh, Jackson State, you should have beat somebody by 40. I'm not going to be on that bandwagon as hard as I was last year because I felt they were more talented than a lot of teams, even though they didn't out-talent a lot of teams. This year, I think that you're going to have to out-coach some teams. Like you just like, I think there are going to be certain players on your team that are just better than other players, but there's a very vast upgrade in talent across the SWAC as a whole. So I think there's going to be a lot of talent, but I still firmly believe that if you're not if Alabama A&M can put up 30 to 35 points per game and have the worst defense in the freaking SWAC, you can put up 30 to 35 points per game at Jackson State. And if you don't, yeah, I'm coming for your head. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
But Scott, it depends on who you're playing because FAMU is a heavyweight too. So I don't think you're gonna put up 40, 42, 35 points against a tough FAMU team.
Alabama A&M did.
Now, everybody else, yes.
Alabama A&M did.
Well, yeah, you're right, then.
So you know what I'm saying? Now they did get a defensive score. They did get a defensive score. So even if you take 7 away from that was 23, they put way more than you did. But you know, that was your first game, so blah blah blah. But this is my thing. You gotta man, I'm sorry, like that. It's not even, I expect Jackson State to do well. I'm not saying that they're going to be bad. I don't believe that. But you have to have an expectation of what you want offensively. That's why you make this move. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Because if you wanted go ahead, Deputy Mario.
And my last point, as far as resume. James Buster Douglas he had a losing record. He went out there with confidence and beat Mike Tyson. Nobody expected it. Nobody expected anything out of his offensive coordinator, not a whole lot. He doesn't have the resume. He doesn't have the background. He doesn't have the backing. He just has him and his playbook. And if he can come out there and win and be effective, then, you know, I think people will get behind him. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't. I mean, listen, Jackson State people looking for any rally cry to get behind somebody. Like, you know, he could have been yellow. They wouldn't have cared. You know what I'm saying? He could have had two nubs and rolling around in a wheelchair and calling plays. Jackson State fans don't need no reason to get behind nobody as long as they winning. And that's facts. That's facts. But, you know.
But see, now, the only place offense can go is up. I mean, we've been where we've been.
You, nah.
I mean,
if you look at that, it can get worse.
I mean,
it can get worse. It can definitely get worse.
Look, I don't want worse, Scotty. I don't want worse. But, man, I appreciate you a lot taking my call. I know you got callers behind you. And I look forward to talking to you again and talking to you about this same subject September the 5th.
All right.
Boston Classic.
Hey, no problem. I say, hey, peace out, Deputy Mario. Hey, listen. Oh, man, listen. Yeah, winning is all that. Listen, man, you don't make a move. Okay, think about this, right? I really want y'all to focus on this point. You don't make a move like this if you don't think there needs to be an upgrade in your offense. That either means A, you weren't scoring as many points as you thought you should have scored. B, you thought you weren't attacking the defense the way you thought you should attack. Or 3, you weren't putting up the yards, the explosive plays that you thought you should have had to counteract the defense of what you had. So there's a reason you make a move like this. So there needs to be a set expectation on the offense to say, hey, I expect you to be better. I expect you to put up a certain amount of points. Now, are you putting up 35, 40 points a game? Nah, not realistically, but it should be. You should be. Listen, there's no reason why Jackson State shouldn't average 28 to 30, between 28 to 35 points per game. There's no reason this shouldn't happen with the talent that you have. So with that, if this is let me tell you how Jackson State fans go, and we go, hey, make sure you like the stream. Stop playing, like the stream. Okay. So let me tell you how Jackson State fans are. Let me tell you how it goes, right? They could win every game 15-10. They could win. I want to listen to what I'm saying. They could win every game 15-10 because, you know, they ain't got no kicker. So, you know, they're going to be missing stuff. They could win every game 15-10. And they would say, well, we still winning, Scotty. We still winning. Even though I'm like, your offense isn't any better. That doesn't matter. We're still winning. Like, so what's if that's the case, you could have kept TC Taylor. You know what I'm saying? It's little things like that, you know, you just keep, you know, kind of, you know, slipping and ducking and dodging, you know what I'm saying, the goalposts. But like I said, the narrative, I agree. All right. I agree. I like the hire. Let me say that very clearly. I like the hire because I think it's something different. I think it's something new. You know what I'm saying? I think it can't hurt. I mean, but all I'm saying is, all I was trying to point out was that when I brought this same topic up 3 or 4 months ago about hiring white coaches, putting them in the position in the SWAC, I got a lot of pushback and saying, we don't need that. We have valuable candidates. Why can't it go to a black man? You know, when I'm brought up FCS playoffs and going here and doing things here and playing white schools. Oh, especially playing white schools. Oh, we don't need them to validate our football, Scotty. We don't need them to validate what we do. And I'm like, yo, you just need to go out and beat some white schools to say that you're good and that you're not beating up. We don't need them to validate ourselves. But okay, so now you get a white guy and everything's perfect. You get a white guy and you're going to be the best offense you ever seen. Like, just make that make sense to me. That's the only question I just wanted to know when it stops and when it starts. That's all I want. That's what I wanted to understand. When did it start and where did it stop? Because when I brought all those topics up, I was the worst thing smoking. I didn't support black people. Scotty don't like black people. Scotty don't like HBCUs. And I'm simply saying, as a football team, you don't want to go out and beat white teams? What do we need to beat white teams for, Scotty? We got the SWAC. I don't care about white teams. I don't care about out of conference, but you care about white coaches. Okay. I mean, listen, I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Do you, boo-boo. You know what I'm saying? That's all I feel. So that's it. You know, I ain't here to, you know, ruffle up no feathers. You know, I just want to throw a little narrative out there, you know, fish it out, you know, do what you want with it. That's all I'm saying, you know. So, hey, listen, Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Tomorrow, I will have a interview with the wide receiver from Mississippi Valley State, Ja'Cory Rankin. All right. Apples to oranges. Ooh, man, that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. But of course, you got to be. I mean, come on, man. You ain't got no picture. You I love. You just you ducking and hiding like most of them do behind some crazy emoji, whatever. But that's not apples and oranges, my boy. It's the same thing. It is. You just don't want to hear the narrative, but it's whatever. Anyway, so hey, tomorrow I'll be interviewing the wide receiver Ja'Cory Rankin from Mississippi Valley State. He'll be stopping by, dropping in and having a conversation, as well as, hey, I love, bro. You are more than welcome to call in. I got time today, bro. I really do. You know what I'm saying? This is like my job. So, but you won't. But you can. And I'll bring it. I'll bring the banner up for you, just in case if you want to call in. But you won't. But you can. But you won't. But you can. But you can. All right. So also tomorrow, 1:00, Trey Gliff will be stopping by, making his decision on the channel of what school he will be going to. All right. He will be going to. Scotty, what's your football background? I played in high school and I played in college. I've been coached by my high school coach was a former NFL player. And in college, I played at University of New Haven for 2 years as a wide receiver. That is my football background. So I played in Texas. My junior year, I played in Texas as a linebacker. I know, crazy. And then my senior year, I played wide receiver at my school in Maryland. Was all county. Had over, I think I had over like 90 catches, like 1,100 yards, like 11 touchdowns, something like that. I can't remember. It was a lot. But yeah, I was all county. Nope. I was second. I was second in the county because the guy beat me in yards. I was second in the county. Davion Arrington. Yeah, he beat me in yards. I had 1,100. He had 1,200. I beat him in touchdowns, though. I had 11 touchdowns. He had 8 touchdowns. And I beat him in catches, but he beat me in yards. He was big. Boy, he was big. He's like 6'4", 6'5". He was huge. All right. So, yeah. So, that was back. And listen, I don't even know if that was back in 2007. So, if you want to look me up, you're more than welcome to. All right. You are more than welcome to. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. That was back in 2007 if you want to look it up. Scotty, stop capping. No, not for real. Like, no bullshit. Like, you could ask. I had an interview with my head coach on my channel. Like, I'll bring him back on. He'll tell you I don't gotta lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll tell you everything. Listen, as a wide receiver, I'll tell you straight up, right? I was the kind of wide receiver that did not like to be touched. Like, I hated to be touched. Like, so my senior year was my first year ever playing wide receiver. I had never played a position before. I only played it on the playground, and I was pretty damn good on the playground and things like that. So going into my senior year, I got great hands. Listen, when I was like little, my dad used to throw the ball to me. When 6, 7, 8 years old, he would throw the ball to me. I couldn't throw the ball, so I would just run it back to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would literally run it back to him, hand it to him, run over, catch it, run it back to him, because I could not throw to save my life. I still can't throw a football to save my life. 40 times I ran a 4.49. Yeah, I was super soft. Oh, I was super. I ain't gonna. Listen, I was the kind of kid. If you blew on me, I was probably gonna fall. Like that. That's how frail I was. I was really, really skinny. I ran 3 routes. In high school: go, post, and slant. And most times, if I'm catching it, I'm either going to the end zone. If I'm catching it, I'm probably falling. I'm gonna catch it and I'm gonna fall because the guy probably pushed me in my back, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? so and if I get a slant, I'm definitely catching it and falling because you're not about to hit me, right? So I'm telling you, so I was really like, but I was fast though. Like, I was really like, I would take the top off. Like, I love me a go route. Woo, love me a go route. But see, the funny thing is, when I played linebacker, it was funny. Like, when I played linebacker in Texas, like, I had a different mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, them Texas coaches, man, they warp your mindset. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I got to find it, man. I'm going to go look on YouTube. It should be on YouTube, but I got to go find it. I ain't going to lie. What school again? I went to John F. Kennedy High School. All right, in Silver Spring, Maryland. I'll look it up. Let me see. There you go. All right. That was my high school. John F. Kennedy High School, Silver Spring, Maryland. All right. So yeah, that's when I played offense. All right. So there you go. So if you want to look me up, you can do it. So it is what it is. Let me take this caller. Hey, caller, you live? Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, Scotty? This is Robert from Texas.
Talk to me.
Man, long time listener, first time caller. Thank you for having me on, man. This is crazy, man. You do a good job at what you do.
No problem. Thank you, man.
Hey, real quick, I want to go back because I've listened to you over the years, and I think one of the things that the fandom, the Jackson State folks out there that understand that, hey, I'm a sidewalk fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that with a lot of this comes with Deion is a marketer. So T.C. Taylor, man, he probably a great guy, but, you know, Shador did not fit his system. And so now you bring this guy in who loves this air raid, and it's to put on a show. Let's be honest. Like you said, a win 15-10 is not a good win for Deion. I'm just saying that because I believe that Deion, he wants the show. Because that brings in the eyes.
That's fair.
If you bring in the eyes, that brings in the money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
And so I think that's where a lot of the fans, you know, even us sidewalk fans, you know, you have to understand that, hey, eyeballs bring in money. And if I don't win big, if I don't win with enough flash, and I got all these high-profile wide receivers, I got all these high-profile people coming in, and we're not winning with flash, people will find the next show.
Yep.
Again, especially for sidewalk fans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and a lot of people, they want to sit here and say, hey, Jackson State was this and that and so forth. Hey, I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, you know, did the military thing and all this other stuff, and I only knew about FAMU. I knew about the thing. I never really heard about Jackson State till now. But I became a fan because of Deion. And again, what keeps the attention of fans nowadays is the show.
Yep.
If the show ain't selling, we ain't buying tickets. If the show ain't selling, we ain't going to buy merch.
Facts.
If the show ain't selling, you ain't going to get kids to come out and come to the school. I also think, now this is going back over the shows that I've watched, everything that I've watched. People have to understand the business versus the love of the game. Like, in the SWAC, I always feel like there's a commitment issue with coaches, right? They want coaches to stay 10, 15 years, but it's not the business, right? So the business of this is that, hey, y'all got an AD right now that you want him to be able to find the next coach. If Deion moves on, cool. If he can find the next coach, the show goes on. So I don't care how long Deion stays. If you got me in and you drew me in because he puts on a big show and the AD finds another head coach, I might be loyal to Jackson State just because the show continues. But, you know, I ain't going to hold you on. I know you're trying to get off tonight. I think it's great. Again, I do understand that, hey, you know, a lot of people gave you flack for keeping it black. And I mean, I was agreeing with you all the time. That's why I listen to your show. Because even though these people may disagree, what you're telling them is facts. Like, that's just real talk. It's straight facts what you're telling them. In terms of, you do have to play outside the SWAC. You do have to play these other schools. FAMU did all that hell raising to get into the playoffs, and we see what happened the first game of the playoffs. So again, just to keep us sidewalk fans, and I know if you don't want us, hey, cool, I could take my money elsewhere. I could take my eyes elsewhere. But if you do want to keep the show going, you know, support shows like this, like we do. Because again, we love how you go back and forth. It's a love-hate that you do. So, man, good job with what you do. Again, man, I think you understand more the business with the football and not just the football. So that's why when you're talking with a lot of this stuff, man, I think it's smart how you portray it. Also, thank you for your service. I was also Air Force vet as well. Served all over, did a lot of that stuff. So thank you for your service and thank you for what you're doing, bro. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the call, man. Y'all thought it was a game out here? Y'all thought it was a game out here? You see the All League? You see the Washington Post District All League? Okay? Don't play me, okay? Don't play me. All right? So don't y'all I do this. Okay? That's the Washington Post, baby. Let me scroll up for y'all just to prove it. What's that say? Washington Post. All right. What's that say? Football All League. Okay. Don't play me. Okay. I told y'all I don't gotta lie about nothing. Right there. Bung. All right. It's not a game. So okay. Don't Yeah, I'm saying that, yeah. I'm that, yeah. Okay. I don't have to lie about nothing. Hey, caller, you lie, talk to me. What's up?
What's going on, Scotty? This is Bobby in town.
Go ahead.
Hey, man, I got a good question for you, though.
What's up?
All right. Air raid offense, right?
Yeah.
With the way Jackson State runs their defense, their current defensive strategy, do you think that they'll be able to maintain that in a tough game? Because the air raid opens you up to a lot of 3 and outs. If things don't work, get out of rhythm. Do you think they have the depth on defense to withstand an offense that might struggle in a game or two?
Say that one more time. I want to make sure I'm hearing it.
All right. Jackson State likes to blitz. They play a lot of man, which is a lot of chasing on defense for their corners, their DBs, their linebackers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if the air raid offense struggles in a game, especially early in the game, do you think they have the depth on defense to continue to play that style of defense? Because you put them in a zone, they suck.
I think they kind of do. What I will say is I think the players that they're bringing in is definitely going to give them more depth. All right. So
right.
The thing is that you can't, like, I think with Jackson State, like, they're really depending on their best players. Like, you don't like that. And I think this is where the development comes in, right? Are you developing the people behind them? And it's only so far you can go, it's only so far you can go on the depth chart before you start taking a hit. But and Jackson State was blessed this year that they didn't have many injuries. So, but right. I think, if I'm being honest, I think that they have talent in all levels of the defense to be okay. They can hide it very well, if you get what I'm saying. Just like last year, the back end was the weak link, but they could hide it with James Houston in that front seven. We don't know what's going to be the strong suit of this year. It might be the back end, and then the front seven be weak. So we don't know. So, but I think they'll be able to hide it really well, kind of disguise it or hide it or so you can't put individual players in matchups that they won't win.
Cool. That was just my question for you. Because, styles make fights.
Absolutely.
And, Deion's been recruiting, but he's been recruiting our offensive coordinator. So he's been recruiting people based on what last year, not knowing who's going to bring in this year. And I get it with that air raid. I get it. But I've seen the air raid struggle. And when the air raid struggles, the defense plays a lot of snaps. Defense plays a lot of snaps. That style defense was running man all day, chasing people all day.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually somebody going to huff and puff on you.
And blow you down.
Somebody huff and puff. It might get ugly.
That's a possibility. That is a cold possibility. But hey, man, appreciate the call.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Peace.
What was your 40 time? I ran a 4.49. And you're not gonna take away my 1 second. Okay, you heard what I said. I ran a 4.49. You're not. Don't give me no 4.5. Okay, I ran a 4.49. You're gonna give me my second too. Okay, so yeah, I was moving. So don't. You're not gonna. Oh, that's a 4. No. We're not doing that. Okay, 4.49. That's what we're doing. They don't want this smoke. They don't want this smoke. Let me see. I'm trying to find some highlights. See if I can find some highlights of my stuff on YouTube. It's been so long, man. I don't know. Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all my drum line. I'm gonna show you how we get down to Maryland. I'm closing the call lines down, so whoever's on the call line, sorry. All right.
Goodbye.
So I'm gonna show y'all my drum line, and how we used to get down. See if they. You know, we got a little band. You know, we got a little band up in Maryland. You know, say we got a little band. We got a little band. Don't be hating. Don't be hating. We got a little band. We got a little band. You know, we do a little song. We do a little song. Do a little song. You know what I'm saying? Oh, here we go. Yeah, this what we known for.
Give yourself a round of applause. At this time, start dismissal. Ninth grader, you'll be dismissed first. Please exit.
That's Go-Go. All right. That's Go-Go. It's called the Unabomber. It's a really, really popular song in Maryland. We do a little something, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, listen. I wish I could find y'all some highlights, but I don't think I can. It's been so long. He said, I see why you like. Oh man, y'all don't understand how we get down in Maryland. It's Go-Go, baby. You don't do all that extra stuff. It's just Go-Go. Just Go-Go for us. Flight of the Bumblebee. y'all are so disrespectful. Y'all are so disrespectful. Oh man, don't do us. Don't do us. Let's see. All right. All right. So this is our playoff game against Seneca Valley. Let me see. It's real. Listen, this was 12 years ago, guys. So I want understand the quality of the film that you're looking at right here. All right. As you can see, it says 3A West playoffs at the bottom. All right. Let me see. I'm trying to get to the offense so y'all can see how skinny I was. I was like super frail. We be rocking. Okay, y'all say I told y'all we be rocking. Y'all be hating, but we be rocking. I'm trying to tell y'all we be rocking. Y'all be see, man. We got a little band. We do a little something. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's it. Let me see football. Yeah. All right, that's it. So filmed on a BlackBerry. Yeah, man, it was bad. It was bad. Apple II. Hey, man, listen, it was bad. It was really bad. I think it was one of them old school camera janks. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was really bad. I'm trying to. I wish I could find. I used to have my highlight tape on YouTube, but I guess not. You know what I'm saying? Enough years go by, stuff gets dropped off of YouTube. That thing, man, that's like, woo, like 20, 14, 15 years ago. Jesus Christ. I feel so old. 15 years ago. Yep. Let me see. Let me see if I can find 2006 Seneca. Verse. 'Cause All right, let me see. Let me see here. Let me get here. Boom, boom, boom. Let me see what we got here. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm about to get up out of here. Hey guys, until next time. Listen, appreciate it. Yeah, it does. Time fly. Time definitely does fly. I was trying to find some stuff, man. I was trying to find some stuff, but I can't. I can't find nothing. Can't find any. What? What's that? Interview Mr. Ford. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reach out to him on that one. No, we didn't get a ring. No championship ring. We got knocked out in the second round of the playoffs to this big old white school. Listen, we were a finesse team, bro. And I was like the most finesse of the finesse team. Like I'm telling you, I didn't want nobody to touch me. So yeah, it was yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me see. My mom got all my papers back at the house. Let me see. I think it's in the Gazette. Mom got all my papers back at the crib. I'm gonna do this last search, and if I can't find anything, then I'm gonna go. But y'all saw what listen, like, come on, man. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I found something. They about to be mad now. I found something. Y'all about to be, y'all about to be mad. All the haters about to be mad. I found something. What it say? It says, game. Oh, that's not it. Let me get down. It says, let me see. It says, here's what we found out about Kenny is for real. Even if the season were to end today, the Cavaliers would be a great story considering they won their first 3 games after going winless for 2.5 seasons. Kennedy's 3 victories have come against non-traditional power programs. Let me zoom this in for y'all so y'all can see the real deal, all right? It says Kenny has 3 victories. Although an energized attitude deserves better credit, new coach Gunnar Twiner has been able to get senior Melvin Harris to come out for the team. Harris has responded at quarterback last week. He threw for 292 yards and 4 touchdowns in the 34-0 victory over BCC, the Cavaliers' most impressive performance. A chief benefactor was senior wide receiver who moved from Texas. He caught 5 passes, 177 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Check out my wheels. You thought I was out here playing? You thought I was playing? I do this, okay? Do you not let me? He caught 5. I told y'all, go routes, baby. 5 passes, 177 yards, and 2. I was running for my life, okay? I was running for my. I didn't want to be touched. It's go routes, baby. We don't go routes and post all day long. All right, stop playing with me. Stop it. Come on, man. Don't listen. Nah. I'm not. He said we gotta hear about this until September. I'm not the one. Okay? I'm not the freaking one. Bong. Y'all don't come for me. Don't come for me. All right? Don't come for me. So for all the haters out there talking about, oh, Scotty, you can't play. Come on, man. With the Jamar Chase stat line. Come on, man. Stop playing. We're going to hear about it till you find the video. I'm going to see if I'm going to reach out to some old homies and see if they got it. But yeah, man. Come on, man. Stop. Listen, I don't got a lie. I ain't got a lie. I ain't got the lie. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. That was. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. I got another article. They just rolling in now. Hold on. Let me see. Close work. All right, let me show you. I got another article. What does it say right here? It says Harris Poe, that's my quarterback. Kennedy has scored 21 touchdowns this season. Harris played a role in all but 5. Yo, he was a monster. I ain't gonna lie. Harris 5'10", 100 runs a 40. Nah, they lied. He runs a 4.3. Harris' favorite target, who is tied first in Montgomery County in receptions and second in receiving yards. I'm not the one. I'm not the first, second, or listen. Harris' favorite target, Abrion Scott, who is tied first in receptions and second in receiving yards. Come on, man. Stop playing with me. You, y'all thought I was out here lying? Come on, man. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Stop it. What we doing? I think that's it. I think that's all I got. Yeah. Yeah, man. So I told y'all, don't play with me. I do this. I was doing it. I was trying to tell y'all. But y'all thought I'd be out here just lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be trying to tell y'all. So that's it. Good stuff. Yes, bro. We're not talking about Pee Wee League. I ain't talking about Pee Wee League. Thanks, Mom. Don't run for me. You think I'm? Come on, man.
If you think I'm here to play around with y'all, God damn it, I'm not.
Come on, man. Come on. I'm not here to play. I'm not here to play games with you. All right, I'm really about to go this time. Hey, listen. Remember, tomorrow, Trey Gliff will be stopping by Phil Ross. Listen, these DBs think listen. I can still give these DBs the work, okay? I can still get these DBs the work. Now, I'm still that guy, okay? I'm still that guy. I just get better with time, baby, okay? Stop it. All right, so it is what it is. But listen, tomorrow, 1 o'clock, Trey Gliff will be on the channel making his decision for his school. 7 o'clock tomorrow, Ja'Cory Rank will be in the building from Valley State, all right? So until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler.